showing J was plain. I pull up, one nigga block. I put lucky, let nigga pain. You get hot, she got me hot. Look in my eye, you don't see no flame. If I ever cry, you don't see no rain. Home get hot, where I do it maintain. Hold with you, and you let nigga change on me. I just put that bitch steady brain.
Welcome back to the channel. I hope y'all doing well. So Hunxho just dropped a brand new album, and today we're gonna be breaking down a sample and a full beat which I made from scratch, and I'm gonna show you how to make the perfect beats for Hunxho and just hard trap beats in general. So without further ado, let's just hop inside FL Studio and I'm gonna break down the whole sound behind this album. Now let's talk about the BPM first. So for this beat I went for 144 BPM, and all of the songs on the album were anywhere from 135 BPM to 160 BPM. So that's like the typical range for these type of beats. Let's start with the sample first. This is what it sounds like. Hunxho has a lot of different sounds, most recently some melodic R&B stuff, also the hard trap stuff. I kind of wanted to make like a mix which is still dark but it's also melodic in a way. And the vocals, which we're gonna go over later on, perfectly fit this soulful vibe. Let's start with the piano. So a lot of the beats on the album, featured pianos, guitars, just live instruments. So this is why for the first sound of the beat, I went ahead and I opened Addictive Keys and I picked this Time Flies preset. So since we're in the key of E minor, we have the root note, which is E, then we have the third of the chord, which is G, and then we have B. So that's a basic minor triad chord. Drag this note here, pitch it down an octave, I put it there, and then we have a half step. Pretty much I just broke down the chord into a Topline melody. And for the second chord, since we're using a 1-5 chord progression, all I did was I just took this chord and I pitched it down 5 semitones. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A lot of the melodies on these beats are extremely simple and repetitive, so you don't have to do too much. Since we needed to lay down some chords, to just add more body to the whole sample, so I just opened Omnisphere and I'm using Keyscape, the Dark Score C7 custom piano. I went in and I laid down this pattern. We have the 1 chord, which is broken down here. Then we have the 5 chord, which, is just the 1 chord pitched down 5 semitones. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. After that, to, just give it this more melodic and soulful vibe, I played with the voicings of the chords. So all I did was I just pitched the notes up and down. It just sounds a lot more interesting than just having this. It's very muddy and it doesn't sound as melodic. So yeah, that's another tip. Make sure you just play with the voicings of the chords, move around the notes. It doesn't have to be a basic triad. When you play the two pianos together, this is how they sound. I've used the exact same effects on both pianos, which helps complement the sound and just make them sound put together. Starting off, we have the simple EQ, taking out the low end. We have some compression, since I wanted to make the sound more tight. Then we have the smooth plate, Valhalla vintage reverb with these settings. Now moving on to the vocals, I used Arcade and I have this ascending bank, which I just used a single phrase from. And without any effects, it sounds like this. For the effects, I have this EQ, which is taking out some harsh frequencies, boosting the high end, and just cutting out the low end. So once you play the sample so far, it sounds like this. And one thing that you should notice is the empty space here, right after the vocal stops. So, you know, just pay attention to this part. You know, we have this empty space. If you want to make your melodies more catchy, this is the perfect place to implement call and response, which, to break it down for you guys in simple terms, essentially you make an A part and then you make a B part with your melody. So, you know, you ask a question and then you answer the question. And by doing this, you're going to make your melody stand out so much, and, you know, they're just going to be a lot more catchy. So the whole point of this layer is to fill out our pocket here and here, and, you know, just create this call and response. Since I wanted to make the melody a little bit more in the background, I added this EQ, which takes out the high end, and after that I have Pancake. Once you play everything together, this is how it sounds. Finish everything off, I just wanted to add this bell, so I pulled up Purity and I just laid down this one single note. So now let's move on to the drums. Let's start off with 808, which essentially is just following the root notes, but it also has these rolls and higher notes. After that, since I wanted to have more punch, you know, in certain places of the beat, I went ahead and I pulled up this kick, which just plays these notes at the start right here and these notes right here. You know, just creates this little bounce. Moving on to the hi-hats, we have a simple two-step hi-hat with these rolls right here, here, here. One thing which you should remember when it comes to doing hi-hats, you just don't want to overdo it. Basically, you want your rolls to have purpose. So in this case, they're, you know, rolling into something. Like right here is just rolling into the next 808. Like, and after that, I just added the snare. You know, still bouncy, energetic, but not doing too much. We gotta leave space for the artist. Finally, I pulled up this vocal from one of the songs of the latest album. I just wanted to see how it sounds, and it sounds exactly like a song off the album.
Show on the jet with some plane. I pull up, one nigga block. I put leggy, little nigga pain. You get hot, she got me hot. Look at my eye, you don't see no flame. If I over crazy, you won't see no rain. I don't get high, what I do is maintain. Hold up with you and these little nigga change on me.
So I hope you found this video helpful. Make sure to hit the like button, subscribe, and catch you in the next video.